Ready, live and direct. Change the world person at a time. Leaving Planet Fitness. We're not getting a workout in. I've actually fucking been here before. This is fucking great. I don't know if y'all remember this. I don't even know what, I have to look at the timing of everything, but I've been here to Woodlands, and I think I was intentionally homeless. Because I think it was in the very beginning of my whole intentionally homeless journey, which is crazy. And my microphone is on. My fucking camera, my phone's fucked up, so sometimes it glitches everywhere and flips my camera and types shit. And so I turned on my microphone, and then my brother got on after I talked for an hour this morning and said, "Bro, your mic's muted." And I said, "No." Oh man. And I talked for an hour about my whole experience of this weekend to update y'all on the Jungle Diaries for day 149. And of course, I didn't do so. I'm not sure if I want to start with that right now, of this weekend of the Sooner Swing, or I want to just go into where I'm at right now, which I might just do a mixture of both. But what happened today? Well, yeah, we woke up, didn't get any sleep. No sleep last night because we didn't have a tarp. Which we got our tarp, and our pillow today is my dirty clothes. Double trash bag, dirty clothes. That's my pillow, and I got my tarp from Walmart. Because I'm sorry, you can call me a pussy all you want. You can't. No one call me a fucking pussy. Fuck you. Anybody call me a pussy? Bring that ass out here and fucking be intentionally homeless. Fuck out of here. But there's a lot of clutch spots. That's like a clutch spot right there. Two in the cut. But yeah, I can't. I need to at least have my tarp. At least. Because I just slept right behind the Planet Fitness against the fucking wall. And that was so ass. Oh my god. No fun. But I left all, before I get into that, I left all my shit in Planet Fitness just now. So I don't think that there's not a homeless problem here. I think a big thing is because with the homeless community, seeing that a part of it, yeah, not having public transportation is fucking ass. Like you being homeless and finessing the buses to be able to go from location to location is so clutch. Like I didn't pay for any of the buses or trains coming up here. They were just like, yo, like so most of the people that got on the public transportation just said, just walk right past the guy on the buses, and they don't really give a fuck. So that's why there's no homeless here. But that being the case, where was I? Oh my god, my brain is fucking. Oh yeah, me figuring out. Okay, yeah. So I need to get a tarp. So I got a tarp situated. And so let's rewind to this morning. And yeah, this morning I got some work in. We meditated, stood on our acupressure boards 10 minutes, meditated 10 minutes, did our gratitudes for 10 minutes. I think I fell asleep during my gratitudes against the wall for an hour. I think I did, to be dead ass, to be completely transparent. Oh fuck, I should have brought my iPad. It's gonna be dark. Oh, it don't matter. You guys are gonna get the gist of it. And I'll do another live in the morning. But yeah, so did that, and then did 20 minutes of the Stairmaster, and then I stretched, and then I ended up getting a ride from this Nigerian dude, Uber, because I was in time constraint, because I need to go to 2 different locations, because I need to get. I remembered I needed a tarp, but then I didn't remember when I got there. So I was talking to this Nigerian dude about his girlfriend situation, baby mama and shit. And it's just amazing to see what people put up with consistently. And I told him, I said, look, anytime you put time and title on a pedestal, as well as you say, this is how it is, it's a red flag and or you're losing. That being said, time, what do you mean by that? time being the case of, oh, we've been together for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years, that's a fucking red flag. That's anytime you say anything with time, well, I've been at this company for 10 years, it's a red flag. That's why. It's not a reason. It's not valid. It's bullshit. Or you say, well, because they're my mom, or because they're my boss, or because they're my brother, this is why. No, it's just an excuse. That's a red flag. Or you just say, this is how it is. All bullshit. Oh shit, this was not here last time. I used to be able to walk up, so I have to walk up this bridge and go on the other side of this bridge. And that's where I can sleep. But yeah, all that coverage over there wasn't there a year ago, I don't think. But I'm gonna see if I can walk up this. Yeah. There's a lot of coverage over here, though. This might be a good spot to fucking kick it. Right here. Honestly. It's got light. Might be on a little slant to Rooney. Oh, this is a great spot. Maybe y'all can see me tonight, too. Might just kick it right here. Been intentionally homeless too long for me not to finesse good spots. This is a great spot. It's just on a slant of the hill. Can y'all see me? Maybe? Not really? Yeah, this is a decent spot. It's a little loud. It's on a slanted hill, but I'll be straight right here. It's a little loud, I don't know. Let's see. I think this will be a good space. Yeah, it's a good spot. Maybe y'all can still see me. Y'all can't see me. All right, my microphone's still on. Right. We're in there like swimwear, my man. Might move my talents over. Just for right now. Got a little bit of light. Yeah, y'all can see me. It's a little loud. I might be able to sleep through it. Got a rock up my ass. That sucks. It's a little loud. That's the downfall, but oh, this is way better. Oh my God. This is way better. I don't know what the fuck is cricketing around here. That's kind of annoying, but so we have the intentionally homeless spot where I have light cricketing, which sucks, and then the loud traffic of the highway. But we have light, cool little view, and yeah, situated. This is way more comfortable than what I was dealing with last night. Let me tell you, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I think I gotta bang out this weekend what we were talking about and everything, but all right. Let's see. I know how to check the chat now, which is solid. But that being said, where were we? Where were we? This morning. Oh yeah, we were leaving. Oh yeah, Nigerian dude. Oh yeah, me talking about if you put time title on a pedestal. Yeah, so. But he was a cool dude. He was a cool dude talking to me about his girlfriend, and he said, and it was good to know that he said he felt like he could vent to me and open up, but it was good. Went to Walmart. They didn't have my charger I was looking for my laptop. That's cool. But I ended up getting what I ended up getting. Oh yeah, that's what I ended up getting. I think I forgot about the tarp. I meant to remember that, but I didn't. But that being said, talked in the car for about another 10-15 minutes about a situation. I told him, if you ain't changing it, you're choosing it. Period. So make the choice of what's right for you, so you don't take all the things that are the most crucial and the intangibles of what makes a man, which is your mindset, your time, and your money. And if something's taking that away and it's not of equal and opposite benefit, then you got to make changes, or you're choosing it, dog. And I left him at that. And so I finished. I had my Little Caesars pizza, which was about $7. Cool. My water, and then I had Southwest. It was Southwest flight, so I had 2 bags checked in. I still had my laptop bag and my other bag, which I didn't give a fuck about. But as I got in there, I worked on the Jungle Story until my laptop died, so I didn't have a charger for it. And I'm pretty much going through the Jungle Story right now and going through all the lives, right? All the lives that I've done so far, and stripping the live scripts, making timestamps, a description, putting tags in the video end screens, and yeah. And I'm doing that with each one and changing the title. And it's fucking tedious. But that's what I got to do to make this successful, and what I plan on doing with all these lives. So, but that being said, I said to myself, see that the opportunity of the Jungle Fever coming to fruition, which y'all don't even know about, because I was muted in my last conversation, which fucking sucks. I'm going to probably go over it right now. But I hope I can go as in depth. I feel like I have a decent amount of energy right now that I can do it. so I can maybe talk for another hour. We'll see. But to continue on how I felt the rest of the day, which is pretty cool, is we got on our flight, we were falling asleep on and off. We did some of the Jungle Fever, practicing the Jungle Fever MC. So when that time comes, the opportunity has presented itself, which we'll talk about that. And then I got to Houston, I messaged a bunch of people I met last time I was here a year or two ago and asked them what they're doing, what's going on. And then I had one of my other friends live stream. I mentioned them, and she said she was going to introduce me to one of her friends here. So she put us in a group message and messaging. But that'll be the case. I got here, and this woman that I'm so attracted to, oh my God, physically and she works out consistently, and she's the fucking, I see her post, I'm like, yo, one day I have to see her. Not even just attracted to, but just mentally too. She just seems like she's situated. She seems like she's emotionally mature. She seems like she has communication skills. She seems like she's independent and financially independent. And I say that because I don't want it to be a transaction with whoever woman I'm with to make it seem like I'm paying for everything for you chivalrously. Can't even say it. It's not even a word. I don't give a fuck. Just because the man's supposed to, and transaction for her to give over her sexuality for me for sex. Like, I don't care for that transaction at all, actually. I can really give a fuck about that. So that's why I enjoy in the women that I'm with, and she seems like she has a lot of life experience, and overall I think I can connect with her at a very high level. So tomorrow it's gonna be really cool because I came all the way up from the city up to the Woodlands, which is about an hour north of Houston, and caught 2 buses, a metro, I think another bus, I don't know. There's a lot of public transportation, about 2 hours for public transportation to get up here, and then I needed to take an Uber because this shit is hard right here. I don't know what the fuck that is. But I needed to take another Uber because, see if I can turn up. I was gonna see if I can turn up the brightness, but y'all can see me enough. But I didn't, there was no other way for me to get the 15-minute drive up here because there was no public transportation, so I took a $16 Uber, and I met this guy who fucking, he was, I told him the journey that I'm on. I told him where I was at first off this past weekend, and I told him we're going through this if I didn't intentionally homeless. He said he went homeless because he had a situation happen to him where he was running from the feds. He was homeless for 8 months and didn't know what to do, where to go, what to do, and then he said, I think he said he was incarcerated, but he came out now from that situation. He's not only been pardoned, but he's a pastor, he's an author, he's a husband, and I forgot, oh, okay, we're 20% battery, good. And he just turned his whole life around, and he ended up mentioning me, I'm like Paul from the Bible, which is very cool. He said Paul pretty much said he let go of all of his comforts to and then walk the streets to and then spread his message and spread his story. And he was incarcerated, he was thrown bricks upon and beaten, and throughout all that, it humbled him to and then have him understand and relate to other people that were not prophets. I think he was, I guess Paul's a prophet, or I'm not sure, to the degree. So he said I remind him a lot of that. And there was another thing that he ended up mentioning. But yeah, he was a philosophy major. Anybody, woman or man, human,
that is a philosophy major or psychology major, I'm like, sign me the fuck up. I'm like, I want you in my life. Those are the people I've been most attracted to. Like, just people in general. Because it seems they're the deep thinkers. They're the ones that ask the right questions to get the right answers, and really enjoy that. But that being the case, we just went back and forth. I ended up getting his number, and he has a church in Cleveland, and maybe one day I'll pull up on him. But he said, "You're a very interesting young man, and I'm excited to see where you go." It was just a fucking fire conversation. And we pulled up to the Planet Fitness. I said, "Yo, I've been here before," and so now we're here. I have all my shit in the Planet Fitness, and we're gonna meet up tomorrow with my friend Shell. And tomorrow she's actually meeting me at this Planet Fitness to work out at 12:30, and then we're gonna go get smoothie bowls and then paddleboard, which is fucking great because I've never went paddleboarding before, and also I want to connect with her. So see what that is, or isn't. Oh shit! Did someone comment? No one commented. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard privacy by rules. So yeah, that being said, am I going to go through what this weekend was? I really want to be excited to talk about this because I might do that tomorrow morning. I'm already starting to fall asleep a little bit, and I'm not in the right element to go in and want to talk about that. And you guys can't even see me in my situation, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough power or juice tomorrow to talk about this. And I have to do it. All right. Doing life's easy, life's gonna be hard. Doing life's hard, life's gonna be easy. All right. Fuck it. Let's talk about it. Let's hope I just talk until I knock out. Okay. So from where we left off, from day 148, we were, let's rewind a little bit. Oh shit, we can do it. I can do it. I won't sugarcoat it. I won't make it less or more. I just will make it happen. But so yeah, this woman Hillary ended up inviting me to Sooner Swing 2025, 1,500 swingers, where they got fucking naked miles. You can run a naked mile one morning. You can do naked stretch yoga. There's orgy barn. There's a dungeon. There's drag shows. There's a fucking, what are those balloons? Those balloons that blow up fire. I don't know what those are called. Fuck. Hot air balloon. Yes, hot air balloon where you can fuck in it. There are vendors, a bunch of vendors there that you can buy from. There's parties every night, themes every night. There's just a bunch of shit to do, bro. And 1,500 swingers together is just a fucking party. It felt like a temptation, country temptation. That's what it felt like. And so we got all packed up. I spent 2 nights with her and her husband. It was cool to see. You know, it was cool to see her situation, because she had IVF and with her daughter, and her daughter's 3 years old, and I got to spend time with her, which was cool. But overall, it was cool to see that she's open. She has her own kinks in that direction. It's not really my direction to tell her truth, but to see that they're both open. She has 2 boyfriends. She has a girlfriend, and and they still come back together and have those conversations. That when I was there, his girlfriend was there, and I was there hanging out with Hillary, so it was just like interesting combo, you know. And then comes together at the end of the night, telling stories to the 3-year-old daughter to put her to sleep, and figuring out times for the morning, and it was just mad healthy to have like me there, and also his girlfriend to be able to extra support another role model in her life, and maybe not role model, but just someone a different energies around, and I think it's just really healthy. It's good. So that was cool. But we got prepared, and Hillary, she actually ended up put up my tent. And my tent, she put it up the next morning. I was there, and next thing you know, I go out to the garage, and there's the tent, and it's like a 4-man. If you really wanted to stockpile people in there, you could, but it was like at least a 4-person tent. It was like a fucking mansion, like a jungle mansion for Ritz-Carlton. I swear, shit was fucking huge. And I said, that's amazing, and I'm already well versed of how to set up a tent. It's not hard, because I had it my first 7 days, intentionally almost crying until my shit got stolen on New Year's. And all they left was the tarp, which made it very accessible for me to understand that all I need is the tarp now, which is highly beneficial. But this is like 3 times big as my other tent. And I was like, yo, I've been done this. This shit ain't nothing, and weather looks straight. So packed that shit up and was just excited for this journey. And I said, and before all this, the intentional fun that I was going to have with all this was for 2 things. All right, let's start with 1, the Jungle Flow cards, first time connections, right? Whenever you go into an environment, it doesn't matter if it's sex positive or non-monogamous or just a regular bar or club, or just trying to meet people. It's just, especially for men to go up to women, it's just difficult, right? It's just difficult to start that conversation, for it to be authentic, for it to be something that's not us just looking like we're trying to fuck, and we're actually just trying to approach in the correct manner. Because a woman won't deny you for who you are. They'll deny you just straight off of your approach. If you come in not as confident and you fuck up fumbling up on your words, it's like, we have to be masters at taking rejection, and they have to be masters at giving it. And so they're both dynamics that are hard. I'm not gonna lie, that's a part of it. And so I said to myself, okay, I talked to ChatGPT and I said, all right, create me 100 different witty, educational, funny, even kind of intimate questions that you could ask someone on a first-time connection. It gave me 100, and boom, listed those off. So I printed out at least like 50 of them to see at this event. I didn't think I was gonna need them, but I said at this event that maybe I'll use them. And so I ended up getting compact paper, and then we printed out, cut out 50 of them, which I'm probably gonna use for the meta glasses, and go up to women and use that, and maybe that'll be a part of me, a way that I can get a little bit out of fear of survival mode of just selling these first-time connection cards, which I would love to do, just like $10 a pop for 100 of these different cards. I think that'll be mad beneficial. So I said, okay, that's 1 thing I want to do while I'm there. 2, the main reason why I'm there is for the Fight the Stigma tour. What the fuck is the Fight the Stigma tour? It's for the 3 jungle missions. Number 1, to liberate the non-monogamous world. 2, to fight for nudity, to normalize sex and nudity, and also destigmatize STDs and genital herpes. And overall, I said on my whole poster, I said, confidential interviews wanted, masks would be great. I said masks, as well as I can distort your voice. And I said revealing the unseen, 1 story at a time. It's on a poster, and I printed it on the back of a cape and then walk around with it. And I didn't know what I was gonna walk around it with or how I was gonna present it to people, but I pretty much was gonna use it as a kind of like a slight crutch for me to, when I come up and talk to someone, they'll be like, oh, what's the cape? It's on the cape. And I'll be like, hey, I'm doing Fight the Stigma tour. I do these interviews. and then see what happens. So, and that is incorporated, which I didn't realize it could be interviews for just to throw on the Jungle podcast, which is pretty cool. But that being the case, those are the two big intentional reasons I was there, and also just connecting to the environment and attracting like-minded people, attracting energy of people that I can help them in their direction and vice versa in these environments. And I said, fuck it, this is what I can do. And if I have a purpose, if I have a goal, if I have a mission, and I know where I'm going and I'm fun while I'm doing it, so I'm gonna attract something beautiful, for sure. So that's what I did. We set up the tent, and I got way too much food, I'm not gonna lie. I had muffins, I had lunch meat, cheese, and bananas and oranges, and then I had some element packs and waters. But I just had excess of all of that because my adrenaline was rushing through my ass and excitement was rushing through my ass doing these. Because I had to sit down with myself once I was situated in my tent and had to do breath work as well as have that conversation with myself to go for no until I get a yes. And I've done this before already, like doing the door-to-door positivity tour. I was like, fuck it. But I actually believe in this. I'm passionate about this, and I know that this is something that is going to reciprocate and needed. So I went to my first neighbors, and I just started a conversation. Right? All right, this is what I had. This is first day one. Right? I had my Speedo, pink Speedo. I had my cape with my poster on it. I had my iPad and on my right hip, as well as my bag with my mics and everything in it. And then I had the mask underneath the cape. So I had another bag on me. So think of cape, bag, iPad, and another bag on my hip to hold all my shit. Went up to the first young couple. It was this dude. They had this McLovin sign, and I just said, "Yo, your neighbors." I just wanted to say what's up, and I ended up saying, my sleeping bag is fucking kind of dead. And I don't know if you guys have like a power bank deal that where you can plug in. He was like, well, you can plug it into my car. And I was like, it was just too far. Talk. His girl comes out the tent. She's topless, skinny, small girl, and I said, wow. I said, this is great. And then ends up coming up in conversation to fight the stigma tour. And I explained to them, and I didn't even need to sell it that much. It's like doing Amway, right? If someone's interested, they will accept it if they feel that they have something to be a part of that's bigger than themselves, right? That they can have a voice in and make an impact for it. And so they were like, yeah, we'll do it. And I was like, yeah, I have a mask. If you want, I can distort your voice. Like, no big deal. So we talked about jealousy with them first. And then after that, I forgot. Oh, there was a meeting. So that was great. And the way I set up the Fight the Stigma tour is I have my phone camera looking upwards at me and whoever I'm interviewing, and then I have my meta glasses that I record looking at them, and then I have I'm getting friend requests out the ass. It's good stuff. And then I have my Rode microphones and then I attach to my tripod as a microphone, which is pretty fire. So that first interview was good. I had the questions aligned, so I have the top 10 problems within all 3 of the jungle missions, and then I give them topics to look at, whichever ones they want me to ask them questions about. Then I ask them questions, and I realized throughout this whole weekend, which I just started becoming a ninja at this, was I would ask the first one, I'd have 5 prompted questions for the one topic that we're talking about. Let's say it's jealousy. And so I would ask the question and then I could continually ask questions that I was genuinely interested about, that I knew that if the audience that is listening would want to hear. And I could just organically come up with that because it's already things that I'm already interested in. So I'm happy that I realized that. But my first interview, it wasn't the case, and I also wasn't naked. I was naked in my last 4 interviews I did. But the first 3, I was just kind of in my head and just kind of thinking too much about it. And so I'll be naked the rest of them, regardless. But I did a meet and greet, and there was 80 people around. There wasn't really a meet and greet. It was more just another overview of what the fuck was going on. And people noticed me from my post that I made that I was on Naked and Afraid, and I mentioned that, and I told them about the Fight the Stigma tour, and then I actually ended up with this woman ended up coming up to me, and she ended up saying, like, my husband said I have to do one hard thing a day, and this is something that makes me real nervous. And she said, I want to do an interview with you. And I said, fire. And then she said, well, I have to wear a ski mask or the mask. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So she chose the neon one. We did another interview right there, and boom, sniped it. And I ended up getting that one out the way, which was fire. And then I ended up, after that, vibing out, meeting this couple that drive this app called Wonderland. Wonderland is an app that is for the LGBTQ, kink, non-monogamous, poly community, to not only for communities all come together, but also for educational and a direction to kind of make it like a social media for the non-monogamy kink world. And it's really cool. It's still in the beginning stages, but this couple, I just connected with them right away, and they ended up saying to me that Bob from Naughty Narlins, which is one of the top this is like Naughty Narlins. Think of it like Patriots with Tom Brady. Like this is the lifestyle group party event that most people want to be a part of. That is just fucking killing the game. And Bob from Naughty Narlins, the CEO, was at this event saying he wanted to meet me because he saw my post. He saw my post on the Facebook group. So I ended up meeting him that day, ended up going out that night. Nothing crazy happened, nothing cool. Woke up in the morning and did a naked mile. And of course, they cut the mile in half. And I said, what? And I ended up coming out, and I tried to I had my boots on, and I cut my spandex, so I just had the sleeves for my legs. So then I wouldn't chafe. That was the biggest problem on the 5K, was my fucking chafe for my legs. That shit was so ass. So ended up running half the mile where everyone stopped, and I said, nah, fuck that. Kept going and ran the full mile because we followed through on what we said we were going to. Got a fire picture, actually. And then we all took a picture at the end, and cool. And then after that, I got ready for the Fight the Stigma tour shower. They had showers there, mostly cold water, which was fucking fire for me. And ended up walking around, seeing one of these dudes I met from Temptation, and we vibed out with his people. Great. And then walked around, and then I saw the couple, the Wonderland couple, and then they ended up talking to them for 20 minutes, and then I ended up bumping, and they ended up having naked ziplining, which I saw that, which is fucking wild. I said I couldn't do that because it was in the fucking pond, and I didn't want to get my tattoo all fucked up. So then start talking, and then we start walking around the vendors, and I meet this one other dude that was doing a reality TV show for like Playboy and Kink or whatever, talking to him, and then boom, Bob comes around, and I said, this is it. And Bob said he's really interested in talking to me, spending time. And so we go back to his camper, and it's me and the Wonderland couple and Bob and his girlfriend, but his girlfriend went to go take a nap. We talked for 4 or 5 hours. I didn't talk. They talked for like 80% of it, and I just listened. Because the sexiest sexual organ is this organ between your fucking ears, which is your brain. And your ears, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you just better be able to fucking understand that you only should be using your mouth 20% of the time. You should be processing everything else and also processing and listening for the other 80%. That's exactly what I did until I had my opportunity to tell my story and the direction I was going with Intentionally Homeless Grind, the Jungle Fever, the Jungle Podcast, and what the Fight the Stigma tour was all about, and the ideas I have moving forward. And so after we talked for 4 or 5 hours, that was the highlight of my whole trip, was talking to them for 4 or 5 hours. I did an interview with Bob, which was mad clutch, and he said we'll connect more. He put me onto this 360 camera, which is cool. And after that, oh yeah, I saw this drag show, and during the drag show they did a bunch of drag shows, and then we said we need 5 contestants to come up, and bold contestants. I said fuck it. So I came up, and it was a moaning contest. So and then I ended up having my pink Speedo on. I ended up tucking my dick back and ended up doing the moaning like a girl, of course. And then that was funny. And then next thing you know, they go to all five, and then the head MC, who's a drag girl, ends up coming, like acting like she's boning in front of me, and so I rail him out, girl out, like not actually, but just with my clothes on. And then the other head MC comes up behind me, like think of my three fingers, I'm in the middle, and we're just going at it. And then there's a guest that come up in front of him, start like eating him out, acting like it was fucking wild. But that was cool. Just reminded me of being at Temptation for sure. And yeah, so that was pretty much the first night. That was the second night, and ended up putting on the pink Power Ranger suit. Wasn't much of a party. The DJ was kind of ass, and they had these rappers trying to the up and coming SoundCloud rappers coming in, and then the DJ wasn't the greatest until DJ Sunshine came on. He was a beast. But yeah, I walked around some more, trying to connect with people that night, and knocked out again. Woke up in the morning, next morning did slut yoga, and that's where I ended up actually getting with a group of people, and then doing 2 other interviews with them. One was masked, one wasn't, which was fire. And then that third day, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay in my tent for 4 or 5 hours and just chill. I slept a little bit until I got a text from the Wonderland couple, and they said, "Where are you?" They said, "We want to see you at the drag show." And so I went for the drag show to see him, hugged her. There's a little tension between me and her for sure, and he's bi, and it was it was great connecting with them. And I had other opportunities to hook up with other people, but I said I didn't really have any inclination that I wanted to, honestly. And I'm realizing that what makes sex sacred for me is presence, and that comes from intimacy, not just being something physical, but I would like something with emotional resonance and shared energy, and overall just presence. And if that's not there, then I don't really care just to get mine and get out, because dopamine does not work that way. Dopamine works, it's not the pursuit of the pleasure, it's the pleasure of the pursuit. What the fuck is that? I think I got bugs running up on me. I should wash my hands before I came out here. But so I really wasn't pressed to hook up with anybody, but cool. But yeah, sat next to her, cool, we vibed, talked until the end. And then she left, and then she ended up giving me a kiss on my lips, and I was like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. And then I saw them later on that night, and I put on my Hooters uniform. It was pink, it was white and pink, and then I had what's it called? Pink shorts, and I had these pink duckies coming down, and I cut one of the sleeves, cool. And I fucking raged for 2 hours. Like I was back at Temptation, being the hype man, giving a bunch of energy. And it's cool doing that because I need everyone at that event to understand, not to know who I am, but to me to be in the limelight so I can fucking be a disco ball to shine my light into other people's lights, so they can reciprocate for them to do the same. Because they see me up there dancing my ass off, then they're going to feel like they can do the same. And they're going to question, like, where the fuck is this dude energy coming from? And they're just going to remember energy. You had so much energy. And that's what I need. I got tired. There was times where I jumping around and get tired and shit. But it's more of the aspect of I have a purpose that's bigger than myself. I'm going to change the world one person at a time. One naked truth at a time. One fucking person at a time. That's what we're here to do. By spreading a lot of love, energy, and truth, and owning my story to speak my truth, and then I can free myself to liberate others to do the same. That's the fucking goal. That's the fucking goal for sure. So, yeah. Jumped around for 2 hours in my Power Ranger suit, and then I saw the couple at the end, and I made my move. They knew how far I could go with the guy, so I said I told him I want you, and I want you. And I told her I want you, and I said I can go shower, text me if you guys want to spend time, if not, it's okay. And they never texted me, which is cool. But overall, they're the only people I wanted to connect with. The only people I wanted to share that energy with. And I really appreciated the connection with them. Even though we have opportunities to work in the future together, because with the Jungle University, I can put it on their platform to then have it reciprocate higher in my favor, and we can see how it works. But yeah, so after those 3 days, it was fire. I really appreciated it and made a lot of connections with people, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. But that night, it was fucking ass. It started raining, like thunderstorming in my tent. The top of my tent was fine, but then where the water was coming down on the sides into my tent. So I woke up just splashing in my face. So I had to pull my bed back. What the fuck? There's something here. Okay, that's gotta go. Okay, there we go. There's a fucking grass that kept tickling me. But I pull my bed back while it's thunderstorming and switch my head to the middle of the tent. So my feet were still getting wet. I had to get all my electronics and put it with me. And I had to put my iPad with me, which got wet, and then my chargers got wet, and my fucking meta glasses and my microphones, all that shit I had to sleep with. And I just cocooned myself. And I slept a little bit more. And yeah, I was just Michael Phelps, and I've been there before, so it's all good. Everything was fucking wet. Everything was wet. And of course, Hillary, I didn't even see Hillary the whole time I was there. We like messaged once or twice. She had one of her friends about to come up, but fuck it. So yeah, I had to clean all that shit up in the morning, which is so ass. And that was that. That was the weekend. And overall, this is where we come to the point where we're at yesterday, where I just made a post about it today, about the steps that did I talk about that in this? I maybe did. I don't know if I did. I think I did. No, I talked about it. Oh yeah, I made a video. So you'll see it in the long format content. But I'll summarize it up. Pretty much Naughty Nolan's Bob wants me to do the 4-day event, fly me in, set me up, and yeah, fuck it, I'm saying it. Because we're manifesting with action, we're gonna do it. But he wants to set me up be the host for, bro, please don't come right here. Of course. This nigga comes right here, doesn't he? Have to come right here. Alright, nothing to stress about. Maybe it'll be less acoustics. I think so. A little bit less acoustics, which is fire. But, yeah, that being said, he offered me the opportunity to fly me out to host 2 of the pool parties for 3 hours each, and also be the MC for the parade. And I started fucking bawling, crying, and laughing, because I said that I manifest this with action. On May 19th, before all this, I said that I'm going to be a motivator, I'm going to be an entertainer, I'm going to reciprocate and make my life like I had a temptation, somehow my reality, but I have to create that shit for myself. I didn't know how. The vision was blurry. I had no GPS. I had GPS with no vision, no direction. And I needed to fucking create clarity and space for it, and the Intentionally Homeless Grind created that and then bring upon the Jungle Story, to bring upon the Jungle Fever, to bring upon the Jungle University, to bring upon the Jungle Tour. And so there's a guy just chilling right here. I don't know why the fuck is the case, but I don't think he gives a fuck about me. But that being the case, all these ideas came from the jungle, me being in the jungle in the most primal sense. And I said that it's all going to make sense, it's all going to come together, and I'm going to manifest with action. and I'm going to attract the people and energy and the dreams that I want, and just take action on everything. And that's exactly what happened. And he texted me that, and I just stuck true to my blueprint, which was my whole message: own your story, speak your truth, and believe in yourself. Like, just fucking believe in yourself, and you'll liberate yourself and free yourself to do it, and be vulnerable and open and honest, and you'll attract everything you want in this world. And so that's exactly what I did. And people feel that. People feel that authenticity. And that's what I believe in and will continue to believe in. And it's what's going to continually have me attract the right people and energy in my life. And so I've been waiting for that opportunity like that to come for a long time, and luck is practical, right? And I've worked so hard on myself to be able to speak in front of the people that I did, in front of him, and in that camper, to attract this opportunity. So that'll happen July 9th through 13th. And they're figuring out, and I told him, he actually asked me, he said, all right, let me know what compensation you would want for the days that will be there. And you know what I said to him? I said, my whole mission is to liberate the non-monogamous world and help our community out of forced secrecy. And I know my mentors might kill me for saying this, but I said I don't want compensation. I said to him, my mentors always said, first ask. A lot of people don't even have the opportunity to ask for what they want, which that's what I did with the Jungle Stigma Tour interviews. I asked for people for interviews, and then I asked with faith, and I asked intelligently, and then you receive everything. The universe is unconditionally supportive. And I told him, I said, I don't want compensation, but you know what I do want? I want this event to be recorded. Not everything at the event, just the party where I'm emceeing at the game, during the games and on the intros. And it doesn't have to be everyone in the pool or anywhere around. It just has to be in a specific spot where I'll be emceeing. And we'll hide people with masks as well as sleeves, as well as full body suits if need be during the games, and we'll color code them accordingly. And I said, we can talk more about the ideas that I have moving forward and what we can do, but that would be my form of compensation, because I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't. The real currency is being able to get this message across to the world. That's the whole direction. That's the compensation, is the message, not some short-term cash for you taking a chance on a dude that you met at a fucking swinger festival. Like I told him, I said, you being able to fly me out, put me up, meet me with all these connections, and give me this opportunity, that's more than I could ever imagine. Actually, no, I did imagine it, and I brought it to reality, so that's actually wrong. So, yeah. So I'm so grateful that he gave me this opportunity to do so, and I manifested this with action. I believe ROE, return on energy, for sure. And now I'm going to July 9th to the 13th. That'll be the case. So, yeah, I was bawling crying, but we're going to see what he says. He's going to get back with his team and see what he's going to do with them, and what he's going to make work, what he isn't going to make work. And I said, I have no problem. I'll talk to every single last one of them. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk to every single last one of them to give them my vision and what I believe that this could be like. Because I've been manifesting this shit for so long, reading and understanding what this environment could be like, and now I have the catalyst and environment to do so. So that was the sum up of the weekend. And now we're here today, and now tomorrow we're gonna have some time to enjoy blissful dissatisfaction some blissful dissatisfaction. You know, I appreciate the wins that I have, the interviews, the weekend at hand to spend time with this amazing woman tomorrow, and hopefully I get some sleep tonight. I don't know, we'll see. Y'all can't really see the vibe. Amazon truck just pulled up, and I'm on this hill. But I was here a year ago, so I'm kind of aware where this is at. I mean, it's a little loud, which I don't know. I'll probably still knock out. I'll be good, but regardless, solid day. So tomorrow, I'll be with Shell. We're gonna go work out, just fire. Hopefully, we're definitely doing leg day. I hope, for sure. Leg day, smoothie bowls, and then paddleboard action, and then we get to vibe. So what's kind of cool about this too is it's kind of fucked up to say this, and it's not something I'm actually proud about, but a lot of people just want to help me out. Like, they just want me to stay with them, and I'm like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, it's setting me back to stay with you. I'm going 365 days, and the more I stay with people, the longer the duration is going to go. At the end of this 365 days, I believe I'm going to be exactly where I need to be at the 365 days. I believe that. I don't know what's going to, from what's already came of it for this past year has been unfucking real. Unreal, dog. I don't know how much battery my phone has. I'm gonna give it a little juice. Give it a little juice. Give it a little bit. I don't have a lot of battery, but yeah, we don't got time for losing this. 5:30. Okay, I think that's charging right now. Hope it is. All right, I'm about to get off anyways. So, yep. What was I saying? Fuck. I'm fucking sliding down this hill. This would be great to have a chat to remind me what the fuck I was talking about. Oh my god. So, oosh. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. I was about to go in on some shit. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I'll come back to it probably tomorrow. But yeah, we're about to knock out. Yeah, we're about to knock out. So I forgot what I was saying. Alright. Much love. Keep spreading it. We're changing the world one person at a time. One naked truth at a time. One story at a time. Person at a time. Remember, love, energy, and truth is the answer no matter the question. Remember that those are the three dimensions to your room. If you take out one of the dimensions, the room will dissipate. Same with the three directions of love, energy, and truth. L-E-T, let it be. Yes, sir. All right. I appreciate all of you. That's all of two people. I'm just my brother that's tuned in. But eventually we'll have hundreds of people on this thing. But as of right now, we just have to stay consistent and believe this will reciprocate in its favor. So I appreciate all y'all, and we're just getting started. There is no end, only continuous new beginnings, baby. All right, we're just getting started. Love y'all. Much love. Deuces.